Okay, we are live. We are live. Okay. Oh, you're on mute.
Hi, everyone. Thank you guys so much all for being here today at our event. And my name is Jenny, so I'll get right into it just about my story. So like I said, my name is Jenny. Excuse me. I'm a 26-year-old vegan mama who's on a journey to heal the world one soul at a time with my true savior and friend, Jesus Christ, and with the best superfoods on the planet, which are superfoods. And I have been involved in the business for almost 2 years now. I'll be coming up 2 years in September. So before I was introduced to all this, I graduated high school in 2015. I decided to try out college because I wasn't sure what else to do. After a few, after a few years of trying out college, I decided it wasn't for me. I couldn't find my passions there. I just knew there were other opportunities out there if I just looked for them. So while I was searching a lot, for something I could enjoy doing, I worked at a grocery store, Stater Brothers, a juice bar, Jamba Juice, and just a handful of restaurants like Taco Bell, Mimi's Cafe, Belief Burger, and Plant Power Fast Food. And then also in between, I was going back and forth with Taco Bell, and I made it to management in Taco Bell and also management in Plant Power, but just the stress and just with the responsibility, I just couldn't see myself being there forever, having to open and having to close. I'm just dude, there's so much more to life than, just being here, you know what I'm saying? So just with that all combined, I just desired, more time, freedom, and financial freedom. I thought I was doing everything right, because after high school, they say, oh, you're either going to go to college or you're going to go to work, either full-time in one or part-time in either one. But ultimately, one's going to get more time and attention than the other, especially with your energy, especially if you're not getting the best nutrition, you're not going to feel good throughout that whole journey. So I grew up eating the SAD diet, also known as the standard American diet. Sorry, she's going on the voice, like everyone else. And then when I was a teenager, I found out I had high blood pressure and high cholesterol. So from that point, I didn't go vegan immediately, but I started exercising about 3 to 4 times a week, eating more fruits and vegetables. And I've always been aware and told fruits and vegetables are healthy for you. They're good for you, right? Especially for your immune system, your brain function, and just your overall great health, And then in 2016, January 1st, 2016 specifically, that's when I started my vegan journey. And, I just started learning all about the variety of foods, even though it's all processed, not the healthiest, right? And, I haven't looked back, in between, my vegan journey, I had my times, I didn't take it seriously. But then once it came September of 2021, so that's about 6 years later, correct me on my math if I'm wrong. I started my superfood journey. So that really helped me a lot because I thought I was healthy as a vegan, oh, I'm vegan, I'm healthy right now. I was sick vegan, it was really bad. It was just affecting my mental health, my emotional health, obviously, my nutrition. I was getting bloated. I thought I was doing everything right, and then I did the 10-day transformation. And that was helping me so much. I would look in the mirror, my skin was clearing up. And then also I was also suffering with right hip pain. So that was not fun at all. I would be going on my days, thinking this is normal. And then I would think to myself, this is how so many people are feeling on the daily. They're just accepting of this pain. And it's no, don't be accepting of this pain that you're feeling. There is something out there. We are our own problem and we are our own solution, right? So, I my hip pain was gone. I'm dude, it's been how many times I've tried to do anything I could. I was taking this vegan joint supplement and it didn't even work. My friend who wasn't a vegan, he's a personal trainer. He's oh yeah, take this joint supplement and all this stuff. And I'm like hoping and praying it's going to work. Nothing. So then I wish I wish I would have kept it so I could show you guys, but I threw it out because I got frustrated. I was like, I don't want this no more, And then the hip pain was happening, because I was cycling along on my stationary bike. And then also my energy, like it went up, I was like, wow, like this is amazing, and my sleep was getting better as well. So, I mean, everything was just looking up, and then like my why is for this little girl right here, she drives me crazy, but it's for her, and for future generations to come. I want to teach my daughter and future generations that health is something that should be prioritized every single day, every single day, especially when it comes to the first meal we have when we wake up. It's just as important as we're sleeping, brushing our teeth, drinking water, and reading the Bible daily, right? And then I found out I was pregnant in January 2022. I started to be cautious about everything I was consuming in my body. I was told to take baby aspirin. It's also known as low dose aspirin for my blood pressure, since I said I had high blood pressure when I was a teenager. And then, I didn't know about the ingredients. And then I talked to Kevin about what the doctor said, and it was just shocking, just to find out the ingredients. Like, there's dyes in there. How is that okay? How is that okay? That's not okay. I'm not okay with that. So I'm so glad, thank you, Jesus, that we have a natural alternative called Heart-Ade. And that really helped me out so much, just managing my blood pressure. Like, I didn't get like any reports back saying, oh, your blood pressure's high. Everything was just, it was manageable, And then if you could take away one thing from my share today, just please, 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 I can't stress this enough. Always read your ingredients at the store. I even still do this till this day. Like, I'll pick up something and I'm like looking at it. And if I see it has a lot of ingredients, I don't put that in my body. I'm like, that's too many ingredients, I'm like, keep it simple. Kevin always tells me that, keep it simple, And then, like I said, like, about the ingredients, like if you come across an ingredient like you never heard of or you can't pronounce, just stay away from it. Like, honestly, you're going to do yourself a favor. You don't want to get addicted and end up finding yourself eating like 12 boxes of cookies. Trust me, I've been there, and then like, if you're trying to get pregnant or you just found out like you're in your second or third trimester, please reach out to me. I will help you and guide you every step of the way. That's what we're all here for. We're here to support each other. We're here to lift each other up. Like, we all want everyone to succeed, in this community, but it's not possible without everyone's help here. You can't do it on your own. I mean, you could if you want, but you're not going to get as far as you would like, without the community here. So, yeah, I mean, if anyone is catching the replay right now, if you're like a new mama, please reach out, because every mom needs to have the best nutrition, while you're going to Miracle in Your Body. And I'm looking forward to connecting, with you moms. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Jenny.
Of
Thank you for sharing.
course, of course.
Juniper is going to share her story. And welcome, Juniper. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, thank you so much for the space. This is incredible to come in and share. So my journey is similar to like what Jenny was describing. It's been years on this health journey. So for me, it started back in, I want to say 2004. I was actually 6 months pregnant with my son, and I lost vision in one of my left eye. They wanted to give me steroids, and I was saying, I'm actually pregnant. What's it going to do to my son? And they didn't know. So I said, no, thank you. I'll deal with loss of vision over having my son impacted by some strange something or another. So I waited until after he was born to deal with that. And luckily, through the things where my vision was slowly coming back. And so I just kind of put it on the back burner. Throughout the years, so 2015, fast forward to now, my son is a little bit older. I'm living on my own now with him, and we were looking at moving. I wound up coming down with a whole bunch of stress and anxiety. Half of my face went paralyzed with what they were calling Bell's palsy. So, all these little symptoms kept adding up over the years. But what happened in 2015 is that I became aware of what I was putting in my body, because I was going through the medications that they were prescribing, and it wasn't changing the function of my nerves. And so I started doing more research, and I found natural solutions through food. And I actually changed a lot of what I was doing at that time. And that came with a lot of different side effects. So not only was I getting the facial functions back in my nerve endings, but also I started losing weight. And so everybody was asking, I was almost 200 pounds at that point. Way beyond what I should have been normally. And, my frame has gone through a lot of transformations and learning as well. So with all the foods that I was able to shift into being away from some of the commercialized foods, I really went back to the roots of what I knew was as a child, we were growing, organic foods. And so I knew how important organic was. So that really set off my mission to help and share with, everyone that asked me, what's going on? How did you make all of these lifestyle changes? So that was something that I was actually sharing about more recently in 2020, was when I came across some other symptoms, more things, more stress. As we all know, that time was very stressful for all of us. So I wound up actually out of work at that time for my corporate job that I had been, from 27, 2007 until 2020, I had been working this corporate world, overnight technical support, helping people fix their computers. And so this time frame was, it was weighing heavy on me. I took a leave of absence and really paid attention to what my body was telling me. So with that, I was able to go through a whole gamut of testing. And that's when they identified some of the multiple symptoms that I had had throughout the year, all linked to what they're now calling multiple sclerosis. So with that, I had a lot of inflammation, high C-reactive protein markers, and also, nerve endings. I wasn't getting function in, like I was saying, my facial nerves started. My toes by this point in 2020 are now being numb and really just not feeling a whole lot of nerve endings. Through this process, I also had incontinence issues where like bladder control became an issue. So a lot of these things were just beyond, in my late 30s, early 40s at this time, these things didn't make sense that I was having so much of a heaviness on my body and this. So I started really looking and paying attention. That's when my friend Catherine came and introduced me to some of these amazing superfoods and the quality of, some of the nutrition, because I already knew how important organics were. And so this really checkmarked all of the boxes of what I was looking for. And then I learned more about why this is so different. And it's because the protocol that Catherine introduced me to helps flesh out some of the chemicals that are compounding in our systems. And for me, that just removing some of these heavy toxins out of my system, I've felt so much more vitality and nutrition. Just I can feel my toes again is a huge thing. The C-reactive protein, it's been reduced just within a few days of taking these superfoods and getting this ultimate uber nutrition in me. I felt like just such a wave of revitalization. And so this has been really powerful to help clean out some of these heavy toxins that, because we're humans, we're exposed to. So this has just been amazing. I'm so excited to be able to be here and share. So that brings us to today, and as of just last month, I'm just so excited because with this being a business that's available for anyone to share and just express what it's done for us, I was actually able to make all of the money that I pay for my groceries back. So it's like so much an abundance, just by sharing. It really does pay for itself, and it's just such a wonderful company to be with, and it's just a solution for so many things. Literally, the keys to the kingdom is what I've been sharing about with these superfoods. So thank you for having this space to host, and definitely I'm here to answer any questions if anyone also deals with other symptoms that just want support to reach out. I'm here for that. So thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing your journey, Juniper. Wow. Both shares, Jenny and Juniper. Thank you. It brings us to Veronica. Welcome, Veronica. Thank you for being here.
Catherine. I'm so happy to be here. I love you ladies. It's wonderful that we get a chance to get to know each other deeper and sharing our stories. And every time we share our story, there's something new that comes up that's revelation. It's like, oh, this is even more about who you are and what happened to make you who you are right now and the choices that you got to make. And that's really, for me, like I had a choice in the middle of the pandemic that was like put right in front of my face because I felt so shitty. It was so bad. I was drinking too much and the isolation. I was really worried that I would never get to do what I love to do again, which is live events and performing in front of people. And I had a friend reach out to me from Germany who I'd done a bunch of theater with. And he's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm in Toronto. Like, everyone's locked down. Where am I supposed to be? I was very cynical. He's like, no, I mean, on social media, like, people want to hear your voice. You have an important message. And that's before I was even clear on what ground I stood on. Like, I was a believer and I was scared. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're a believer, like, I was scared to death of the world. But I believed. I'm a believer. And I said I trust. I said I have faith, but I was scared shitless. I was like, holed up in my apartment, like, oh my God, what's going on in the world? So in deep prayer over a few days, God came to me really directly and said, you need to take your detoxing seriously, like a full-time job. And I resisted this message a little bit. Oh, sorry, that's my assistant. Okay, she can hold on. So I was resisting this and looking around my kitchen, and he kept coming and saying, listen, all of your kitchen anxiety about what to eat, knowing that anything that I ate would have an effect on me, knowing about all of the chemicals that are used to grow our food, and just not trusting the world, being really scared. And again, over the course of a few days, God was like, well, see this issue in the bathroom, this will get solved if you take your detoxing seriously. This anxiety in the kitchen about what to eat, this will get dealt with if you take your detoxing seriously. So after 2 days, yes, Kevin, the information can paralyze us. That is so true. So I made the choice. I made the choice to be committed and to create something. And I didn't know what that something was yet. And I had been one of those persons that goes to the drugstore, goes to the health food store, and wanders around and gets identified by the staff as someone who might buy a bunch of stuff. And then I get sold a bunch of stuff, and it's just me going home with my bag of stuff. And I'm kind of like, I don't know exactly what I got even. I'm like so confused. So I had been that person, and I didn't want to do that again. I wanted to have something really clear. I wanted to have support. I wanted to have accountability. And that's what I found with Purium. Within that week of that prayer being answered, I found Purium, and it's a whole system. All the products, I trust the integrity. I trust the integrity of the company. The way that Dave and I can't remember her name right now.
Amy,
thank you. The way that Dave and Amy speak so eloquently and passionately and consistently about what we're here to do, not only to save the guts of the people in our lives, but the planet. So from soil to soul, it all came together for me. And I gave it a try. Now, when my first package arrived, I was still cynical and like a little bit suspicious because I'd never done powdered anything. And I got deeper into how that is processed. So within 48 hours of the vegetables and fruit being picked, it's into the processing of a low heat wind turbine, which is actually ancient technology, but the new infrastructure supports processing enough fruits and vegetables for all of us to get directly to our door. So the fact that there's no middleman either, it just became more and more a community that I trusted, and I felt that them showing up for me was one of the reasons why I felt my prayers were answered when I found Purium. That it's not just a product, it's the people who are actually growing it, processing it, shipping it, and sharing it. And all of these people together make the necessary web of trust. And that's why 2 years in, I'm still going and I'm still sharing, because the prayers for bathroom problems, like a lot of people don't talk about that, but I know there's hundreds of millions of us. Yes, there's hundreds of millions of us, and I'm here to say there is a web of trust, and you can get in on it, because we not only have a 60-day money back guarantee, which means you're safe, like your purchase today is safe. You can get that money back within 60 days if something isn't working for you. But it's also the web of trust with the people involved who are committed to integrity, committed to healing the planet, and committed to living life on the planet as God intended. Because these chemicals that have been used for 2 or 3 generations now, that is not how God intended it. And we get to stand firm on the rock in full faith and believing and actually trusting that our prayers do get answered. We're in it together. We're in it together. Mwah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you,
So
Catherine.
good. You actually touched on something when we talk about gut health. Today, something really big came up for me. I saw this thing that it talked about how people always say, trust your gut. And trust your gut is not something Jesus said. But what he did say was, he that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Bam. So
I gotta unmute for that. Yeah.
So
I
when you
feel that freedom.
right, so it's not about trusting your gut. It's that the Holy Spirit is inside of us, and when our guts are unhealthy, what is going to happen, right? So the flowing water will flow, and it's just beautiful. Like, I heard that today and I was like, bam. Like, it's not about trusting your gut, it's about allowing that living water to flow through you.
Absolutely. And that living water is going to change us. Like, right? Like, we get to let go of the expectations, let go of what we want our personality or our identity or our ego says that we want to be. And we get to trust that living water moving through us and bringing us to other people who are making choices that are maybe a little outside of the box of where we've lived. But everything that we truly desire in life is outside of our comfort zone.
Exactly.
We get to flow with the water and let him direct us to the people,
Yes.
places, and all these amazing products. And I know this is not the only company that has integrity, but for superfoods, for supplements, it's tops. It's tops. And like, I've done some research, I've done some experimentation. The price point is amazing. The product is amazing. The commitment that they kept through the COVID crazy and like delays in shipping is amazing. So there's so much that the Holy Spirit has moved me into, and over again too, you know, like sometimes I forget and 2 weeks goes by and I'm busy and it's kind of like, oh no, this is all I need. I have it here. I have the food, I have the people, I have the network connection, and here we are. So
Absolutely.
trusting that the shaping of that living water flowing through us, it's shaping us to make better decisions and be with people who are also making those good decisions.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to share a little bit about my journey. So I know Jenny brought the topic out this time for love, and how I came to this beautiful community was through my surrender to God in 2020 during the pandemic. We all have that pandemic story, and mine led me to surrendering. And what the biggest thing was in all of that was love. in that moment, I knew what love was. I struggled my whole life with not knowing what love was, because I was adopted and I made up a story about myself. So when I was led by God, because he loves me, he led me to Purium. So in November 2020 is when I fell to my knees. In January of 2021 is when I was led to Purium, and I had been watching Allison for 3 years. I watched Allison grow, and she's one of our top people in Canada. She's the biggest distributor in Canada, her and her husband Jared, and they're amazing. And I watched their story for 3 years, and I saw it. I always saw the story, but this time I saw it, and it's because God led me to it, and the time was the right time. I've been asked to join other different affiliate companies and different things, and I won't name them, but there's a lot of them that actually wanted me, and I was like, no, they just didn't sit right. There was just something icky about them. And Dave, the owner, did a products, I think it was on Million Mom Movement, and he talked about being how Purium was the only one in 5 different categories, the only one that gives a $50 off gift card when you go to order your first order. The only one that does that, and the only one that is sustainable. Like they have practices in place where plastic free is what they're doing, and all their products break down within 6 months to a year and add nutrients back to the soil. So not only are they sustaining humans, they're also sustaining the planet. And I can't remember some of the other only ones, but there's quite a few. Oh, the only one in no fillers, no toxins, no pesticides, no anything. They are the only one that can say that, because they're transparent. They're this transparent company, and they are open and honest, and they stand beside their products, not behind. They stand beside. We are all standing beside each other. We're not standing one in front of the other. We are all together standing beside each other. And this is what's beautiful about this company. So when I saw Allison again that time, and I saw Alice as well, so it was Alice and Allison, and I was like, I want that. I get to have that, because I want to be a person that's bringing good things to the people of the world. And I've always been into health and wellness, and I just didn't have the tool, because now I have God led me to the tool. And that's what I love about what God does. He leads us to the tools, and tools could be people, tools could be products, tools could be knowledge. Everything that God leads, he's leading in such a way that it may not be biblical in a sense, but he does lead us to things that are going to support us in building up his kingdom. And right now, his kingdom needs healthy, strong individuals who are here for a purpose, a huge purpose. We were brought to this planet at this time for a reason, and he's building us up in such powerful ways. And that's why we were led at that time. We were all brought to Purium in the last 2 years. And this is what's really amazing, is that this is the time where we get to rise, and we get to be healthy, and we get to support others in doing the same, because it's not about us. It's about the children. Look at this little girl on the Zoom right now. It's about them. Like, what kind of world are we leaving them? What kind of world generationally are we leaving them? So if we support our bodies and becoming the strongest, healthiest that we can be, then the generations after us are also going to do that. Because think of what the generations in between, from when I was born and in between till now, those generations, I'm sorry, there's like a lot of stuff that gets to be healed. And that's why we're here. We are here because we can do this. We were chosen to do this. So you guys with me? Everyone with me? Because we have a choice. We have choices to make in this world. We're either going to stand behind, because that's where a lot of people are standing right now, behind, or we're going to stand together. There's no standing behind, I'm 100% behind this person, or I'm behind. No, we stand together. Behind is not an option anymore. Together is. So
Woo! Yes. Preach. I love you, sister. This is
I love
amazing.
you.
Are standing together. Yes. We are
Absolutely.
better together. Yeah.
So
And
does anyone have any last words?
I guess the last word I have is action is available today.
Mhm.
That's it. Action's available today. And I actually just had someone order the ULT just 2 hours ago, and she already feels better. Okay, let's
Amazing.
just get quantum about this for a second, because God is answering prayers right now. And when you take action to meet God in that answer, he's going to deliver even more healing, even more extraordinary miracles that we cannot explain, that we cannot devise even. So go for it. Get it today. Let's connect. Let's go deep and wide, everybody together, standing hand in hand for a better world from the inside
And
out.
you're not alone in this. You have all of us. And if there's people in the community that you really resonate with, reach out to them. No one's going to be like, oh, you can't talk to them. Like that's not, like, we are all together. We are a package deal. So
Absolutely.
just know that you're not alone. You're going to have community, you're going to have coaching, you're going to have all the things, like, because this is not only just a body cleanse, it's an emotional cleanse, and we are here for you. We all went through it, we still go through it, and we lean on each other, we hold the buckets for each other. So come and join us, because we want you to thrive, not survive. It's not about
Exactly.
surviving, it's about thriving.
Exactly.
You have a question? Do you want to share, Jenny?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to hear you guys, because I love hearing you guys all speak. You guys always bring the fire to me. So anybody who's catching the replay, all right, if it's not now, when is it going to be? Okay, and I'm also preaching to myself, because when I first started, I was like skeptical. I got a refund. Okay, I got a refund. I was that one person. I was worried about the dinero, okay, the money, but not realizing that it was going to help with my skin. It was going to help with my hip pain. It was going to clear my mental health. Like everything was getting better. If I didn't take that step to do it, like I wouldn't have been able to be here today to share my testimony, to like be an example for her. You know what I'm saying? Like my pregnancy wasn't the best, but I mean, without my superfoods, I don't know how like I would have been able to go throughout my pregnancy, because it's a game changer. And just like how Catherine's saying, there's other companies out there. I've been in other companies too. Like I was in a travel company, I was in the Kongan, community and stuff, but I just felt there was something more. I've always been on this health tip. So I'm like, if I can get paid to help people, become better versions of themselves, whether it's like you've been struggling for 10 years with your mental health, maybe you've been struggling with your acne, maybe you have hip pain, you have some joint pain, knee pain, arm pain, shoulder pain, like whatever type of pain you have, like if you decide to make that change today, okay, you're going to be telling me, thank you so much. I would have wished I could have started sooner. That's everybody's regret. I wish I would have started sooner. Literally, like that's how I felt too. Like, I wish I would have started sooner. So yeah, if not now, when? Okay, get back to somebody. I don't know if you want to reach out to me, Catherine, Juniper, Veronica, like whoever that you're resonating with, like reach out. We're all here together. It's no competition. Like we're here to hold your hand. So that's all I have to say.
And
God loves you.
I love that you said that, because it's like people invest in so many things. They invest in their clothing, they invest in their, they invest in education and all these things. But when do you invest in yourself, in your health? Very often people don't tend to do that. They're investing in Starbucks, or they're investing in takeout, or like, when are you going to invest in yourself and fuel your body with good nutrition? And you can still eat all the other things if you choose to do that. You're going to feel a lot better, is what I'm going to tell you. Like, just including one of our shakes every day along with the super aminos and Biometic, you are golden. Like I can eat things and not feel bloated or be puffy or like all the things that I used to feel. So like, when do you want to add something good to your life that's going to actually level you up in all areas? Like, I don't know, like it's $11 a day. Is that what it is? Like $11 a day? People,
Ready to go now, now.
people pay that for one Starbucks coffee. Like,
Yeah.
like those special ones, you know? But yeah, so when are you going to choose you? When does, you know, I don't know who's watching, but like, when is whoever's listening, when are you going to choose you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
From the inside out, right? Like
Mhm.
this is what we do.
No band-aids.
Right? We get this a lot at church in sermons, that it's your emotional constitution. It's what you're thinking about. This is where God's going to come in and reshape and reform you. And it's the same thing, the gut brain connection. It's shape and forming our thoughts. When we have parasites, we're in this like cycle of craving sugar, carbs, anything to feed that parasite. If it's an acidic problem, that acid in our gut is shaping our thoughts about being like scared in the world, not having energy, crashing really hard, like there. And then not to mention the hormones. The gut brain connection affects the signals for our hormones. Like let's go deep. Let's, with prayer and Purium, we've got your back. This is one of the best communities I've ever been a part of. And I'm so excited to call you girls my friends.
Yes. Do you
time.
guys want to end it? Who would you like to lead us in a prayer to end?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh God, you are the mighty Father of us all, who is providing everything we need in every single moment if we just get out of the way and let you shape our insides and our outsides, so that we may glorify your name and be the gift that you made us to be for the whole world to see that your kingdom is coming and we are secure in this faith. Thank you so much for the gift of your son. Thank you so much for the gift of this creation, that we may glorify your name. In Jesus' name,
In
amen.
Jesus' name. Amen. Beautiful. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jenny, Juniper, Veronica. Where'd you go? She's like, boop. Thank you, everyone that joined us today. And we will see you again. I look forward to next time. God bless everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. God bless you guys.
God bless.